Hello everyone! Today we're going to be reviewing some kingdoms and castles. So, if you haven't seen this game and or heard anything about it, you might want to stick around, see what we have in store for it. So, you're looking for a nice, chilled, laid-back game that isn't going to stress you out too much or make you really think or worry or, yeah, just really make you fucking bust your balls? Well, this is the game for you. Nice, chill, relaxing game. Now, the game does have a creative mode, but we'll touch up on that later. First, we're going to go ahead and do the survival mode. And thankfully, if you like it easy, there's easier modes. You want somewhat of a challenge? Yeah, you can put it on medium. And then if you want an absolute brutal challenge, well, there's a hardest mode just for you.
Oh my goodness!
Create a name for your place, pick a flag for them, and then you get to create your own area, your own map. What other games have that? Once you finally make it in game, honestly, you'll probably just take a little bit to admire the view and the sounds and the music. This game's super relaxing. One of the best parts about it is just taking your time to do stuff in it and enjoying everything about it. A really nice feature in it is that your people won't just stand there and build. They have to go out and gather the resources and bring them back and build with them. Or if you build, say, a storage spot, they can get the resources from there and then bring them to the spot that they're building at and work on it. Really cool. Really nice little detail. Some of the things you can make in the game are different size houses, farms, orchards. You can make clinics and like hospitals. You can make churches. You can make quite a few, and that's a pretty fun part about it. And it's also a part that I'm going to leave you guys to explore all of what you can build. Defenses like walls and gates also are very important as well because as you see later on, dragons and Vikings can and will attack. And that's going to bring us on over to this next part, seasons. As you can see, the season's changing and it's starting to snow. It's also going to change weather, like it'll rain and stuff like that. But when the seasons change, as you can see, my apples weren't and aren't growing any more trees or any more fruit. The fruit was stopped, which will make getting food a little bit trickier, and animals will also shift that winter. Like their patterns will not be the same as it normally is. So just keep that in mind. Sicknesses and diseases. Yes, your people can get sick, and most likely will. Your people go in and treat them, and by treat them, they most likely will take the bodies to a graveyard or to wherever they have to dispose of them and do that. You'll need clinics and hospitals to help your places from getting sick, and if they do get sick, the plague doctors will go and cure your people. However, graveyards, you do need them or to bury your bodies and stop your town or your city from further getting infected. Yeah. Remember, once you get a little bit further in, and even at the beginning, you want to kind of manage where you're placing your things, because it will, and it can get kind of tough as you start converting the entire island to a city, basically, a haven. Heaven. The holy city. Struggling for food? Well, I've personally always found that kind of sorting out an area and planning where you want your food and putting on more of the outskirts of your city tends to help. Once you get an area thought out and planned for it, you'll do a little bit better with food management. Kind of gives you an idea of where you really want your food at. I'll end up using this entire area most likely just for fuel. Not fuel, but food. Fuel and or charcoal will be very helpful, but we don't need any of that right now. We're not going to talk about it. And as you can see, I went ahead and sped up the time. I didn't really feel like waiting for the people to build and gather resources, so I figured I might as well speed it up. Very helpful little feature. It always helps, keeps me immersed and makes me play a little bit longer just zooming in and watching the town folks do what they gotta do. It also helps you remember that there's more than just, one or two ways to get food. You can also fish. Fishing is the main reason why it's very helpful and important to build by the water and by at least like a coast, you know what I mean? Because that way you have a ton of food whenever you really need. Oh yeah, and always keep a lookout because buildings will spontaneously combust and catch on fire. Uh-oh, did I say dragons? Oh yeah, dragons attack. From back what we said earlier, we're just coming back to it now. And not only do they attack, but they also grow in size as the years go. So the more they attack you, the bigger they will get, and more of them will come and attack you at once. But as long as you have more turrets, you can deal with them. The red dragons kind of go for everything and anything, while the black ones will specifically target your turrets and defenses at the start until they're all gone. If you're playing on a higher difficulty, they might be a little bit of a problem, but if you're playing on a normal or the lower difficulty, you should be able to handle it no problem. Pretty easy. Woohoo! One thing I can tell you for sure is I would not want to be a villager down there right now. That would not be no bueno. And right there's a good example of the black dragon specifically going for just the defenses, while the red ones kind of just destroy the town, level it all. Managing to defeat the dragons will give you a ton of meat. A lot. Your people will be satisfied for a long time to come. The only problem is after a dragon attack, you might have to get more people and repair all your stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love the building in it, I love watching them, but sometimes it can take a little bit, so it can be best to multitask and go around and kind of do other stuff, manage your kingdom in the meanwhile. Just remember, the more people you get, the more food you'll need, the more beds you'll need, the more coal you'll need to fuel their houses to keep them warm during winter. Just try to remember that more people doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make it easier. As you expand out, you will need more resources, but I never really found it to be taxing or like a struggle or stressful to get them. It's always been pretty easy. You can even make armies of troops. You can add in AIs and go to war with them. I'm not going to show it, but that's a feature. I would highly recommend this game. It's super fun building up the entire island. You don't even have to build up the island. There's even a hidden witch in there you probably didn't know about that has some special missions for you to find if you do decide to get it. I don't really want to spoil anything for you. One thing I battled with in my game was happiness. The happiness will sometimes randomly go down and then will also go back up. However, if you just hover over it, it'll usually show you, well, it won't usually, it will show you exactly what is bringing it down and what's keeping it up. But yeah, I'd highly recommend this if you're looking for just a nice casual game that you can build. You can even fight dragons, Vikings invade, you can battle other people. Like, it has a lot to it for being a nice casual game that you can just relax while playing. I'd highly recommend it. It's on, I'm pretty sure, all consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, so check it out. Well, this is the end of the video. This game, I highly recommend it. A very good reviewed game. You can stick around and stay for the last bit of gameplay if you want. It's your call. There won't be any commentary, but at least you'll be able to see a little bit more of the game, a little bit more gameplay, see how it functions, see if you really want it or not. And for anyone who's still around, I forgot to mention creative earlier. Yeah, there's creative. You can go straight up into creative islands, create your own islands, spawn in anything you want, spawn in enemies to fight, like dragons, build your own city just straight up from creative. It's really cool. I'd highly check it out. Well, I'd highly recommend checking it out. Alright, everybody. Well, we'll see you in the next episode.